Hey guys, Possible here. The other day I saw Fantastic Beasts, and I'm struggling to say anything exceptional about it. Now don't get me wrong, it's a good film, but it's kind of leaving me feeling like, why should I care? I don't feel like this is a film I watch more than once. It comes across as in a similar vein to the way Avatar sort of pulled it off. The way that they had these cute, big-eyed, fucking, attractive cat-like humanoid creatures in order to get sympathy. But it's the same way with the magical creatures. And there's this big emphasis on a very sort of basic love the animals sort of message as part of it, and that's been done before. It's nothing special. Perhaps it's just me, and to give you some perspective, about the time years back, I used to be an absolute rabid fan of Harry Potter. But around the time Azkaban came out, I started to get disinterested in the entirety of the series. I don't know whether I just grew into it or got so used to it, but it just lost its flair for me. And part of the problem is that it either relies heavily on the, I suppose, being a fan of the series and the whole magic aspect of the Harry Potter series, or you love animals or something like that. There was a girl that was walking out of the theater before. She was fucking crying after seeing that. They loved it, but I liked it. I'm not feeling like, oh my god, I love this. I remember when I saw Suicide Squad, I was going out of that film feeling like, I love this. And then you got bloody critics saying it's a piece of shit. I suppose it comes down to I don't really buy into very easy, simple messages as much as some people. I guess I'm a very cynical person, but I did find some. I did like aspects to say with the character Jacob, and I did like the sort of the funny aspect of Tina's sister, and how they played that off in a flirtatious way, and that she seems to be more, I suppose, interested in men, not to say for their girth, but for the way they are. A bit of a cliche, though, to be honest. But now people are giving this film a little bit of shit because of Colin Firth's character essentially turning into Grindelwald, which is supposed to be the Dark Lord, another Dark Lord before Voldemort, who was a terrible character back in Dumbledore's time. Although apparently there were suggestions that although it is established in the previous books they were friends, and that also those two characters may have been lovers, or at least it may have been one-sided love, unreciprocated love. But the thing is, though, apparently this is supposed to be another 4 books, transform into another 4 movies, possibly. So I think that's actually a good thing. It means that the fucking story evolves. It doesn't revolve around who fucking plays the character. Rather, they got good actors playing characters for a purpose. See, if you make the argument just because what in the last minute and Johnny Depp has shoved him, no, he's playing a completely different character, but it's revealed that he was using magic to pretend to be this other character in order to fulfill some sort of nefarious purpose, which I suspect is to use the Obscurus for his own purposes, destructive purposes more than likely. And if that continues into the next and establishes how much of Grindelwald is this Dark Lord sort of character, and it's part of the story, and it's not really a bad thing, it's a good thing. I see a lot of stories that just cop out for simple shit like this and makes it boring because it's not an involving story. Look at Hunger Games. I think that we can all agree that the second one after it was actually probably what the first one should have been like. It was really exceptional and surprising given the nature of the genre. Then, of course, they decided to... they saw the success of splitting movies into 2 parts and wasted my time and everyone else with that part 1 piece of shit. Don't get me wrong, I like the fact that they are exploring the aspects of how there can be a nasty side to the rebellion, as well as also how rebellions encourage people to join their movement. It's not as noble as it might seem, and it goes on that President Colin was just a dictator in the waiting. Well, we got that point. A lot of the story was about was largely inspired, or at least it was largely inspired by the Iraq War and the news coverage of it. That's how it came to be this sort of satirical, almost glorified version of violence, of people killing each other for what, tribute. So it was partly inspired by that time period, because she got the idea while watching that stuff. But anyway, I think that part is actually the good part. I don't think it's the biggest problem. It's just because it's so done towards the end, it comes off across like the way they fucking introduced the last minute villain sort of thing. Except here, it's actually part of the story. They don't get that this is going to keep going for another 4 fucking films, and we're going to see a lot more, I suppose, evil actions upon part of Grindelwald. So that's different. It's not like fucking Naruto Shippuden when last minute we get this fucking rabbit goddess demon crazy person who's so got her head so far up her ass she doesn't get that she's, despite her chakra powers, she's just another human. So it was so last minute, it was very disappointing. That's a different thing. That was just introduced at the last minute. Perfectly honest, Madara was a far more fucking compelling villain than that piece of shit. A boring fucking last minute fuck that this has got added in at the last minute. So no, I think this is part of the story. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes on from here. But the one thing I did at least appreciate is that now we're moving into more adult themes. Let's be honest, the Harry Potter series is for the most part very much a sort of a kid's flick. Although it certainly as it got older, and the audience got older, they evolved the story that way. The stories themselves, the novels evolved that way. But now we're moving into just strictly speaking adult territory, and I can appreciate that because I'm 26 now. I don't want to see any of this kid shit. I'm done with that crap. But the whole sort of generic sort of, the creatures are well-meaning and they're nice and kind, it's been done before. It's fucking done over and over. So overall, this is a above-average film that I definitely think you'll enjoy. I just don't think it's the most fantastic fucking thing since sliced bread. It left me feeling great, but not on the level of I'm gonna cry sort of thing. I've been through fucking 8 Harry Potter films because they split the other one up, and I think Half-Blood Prince should have been split up a little bit actually, given what I've seen. They really chopped up everything and skipped over things in order to get that to work in one film. So maybe there is an argument there. But anyway, this film, Fantastic Beasts, was good. A solid 7 out of 10. Yeah, I know, you'll probably give me shit for it. You're like, hey, fuck you, just a hater, you're a cynical prick. But I expect films to at least connect with me on some emotional level, and to some extent it does. It's just that cheap tactics like that don't work with me. Yeah, you can pull a fucking gooey-eyed looking Yeti little character, and it'll go and give me wow, but it won't make me love the fucking film more than I really feel about it. Like you weren't really given the most compelling villain, and that does tie into the fact that this is going to be an evolving story, introducing the first Dark Lord before Voldemort, Grindelwald. So hopefully in the next coming films I'll feel a lot better about it. Maybe it'll turn out like just like that second Hunger Games film. It'll go up from a fucking 6 to a fucking 8. So hopefully from there we'll see something a little bit better. But until then, this film is definitely a solid 7 out of 10. Definitely worth your time, money going out at least once. But not so much to see it more than once. Unless you're one of those, like that lady that was crying as she left the theater, you're probably only going to want to see this film once. It's not going to be like this fantastic, amazing fucking film that will go on the ages for the best fucking film of all time. No, it will be relatively above average film that you'll enjoy and you'll definitely feel like you're getting money's worth, but you're not going to probably think it's going to be the best thing since ever. That's coming from a guy that thought Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children was better. Well, at least I actually saw it more than once. For some reason, I felt that film had a bit more... There was something unique about it that I can appreciate, and it wasn't cheap tactics like fucking gooey-eyed looking Yeti cat characters that are babysitting or whatever. Although I will finish up to say Colin Firth, all the actors themselves, Colin Firth, they all do a fantastic job. I don't see anyone who isn't done. Colin Firth, I'm forgetting the other guy's name. He's from, Eddie, God, how do I pronounce his fucking name? Yeah, Redmayne, that's how you pronounce it. Eddie Redmayne, that's right. Fuck me. I'm bloody knackered. You can see it from my fucking panda eyes. Anyway, it's not going to be anything particularly spectacular. I don't think you're going to be absolutely amazed by it. In fact, I'm even looking at the box office right now. Given that it's only just been released, it hasn't exactly jumped. It's in terms of profit, it's only made about 38.3 million. And then that's not accounting for probably marketing as well. You're going to have to take that into account. So overall though, 7 out of 10, solid film. See it at least once, you'll enjoy it. If you really love that animal aspect and that whole sort of sympathetic sort of thing, you're going to absolutely fucking bawl your eyes out. It's definitely a killer for that kind of tearjerker kind of thing. But if you're like me and you're an asshole and you're a cunt bag that just doesn't give a shit, you're going to probably enjoy it for what it is and maybe go, oh, nah, but you'll probably walk out thinking, eh. Anyway, that's it for me, Possible. Hey, go out and see the film, have a good time, and I'll see you guys on the next one.